Hey there everybody, Gideon's Tactical here doing another review for you. This review is of the K-Bar Johnson's Adventure Piggyback folding knife. And I'm very impressed with this knife. Let's look at a couple quick specs here for you. Only comes in plain edge, comes with a 3.38 inch blade, so just under 3.5 inches on the blade itself. Made out of AUS 8A stainless steel. Made in Japan, put together in Taiwan, Taiwan stamped on the other side. A blade thickness of 0.113, so pretty thin blade. And the handle is glass filled nylon, GFN. You have a closed length of 4.5 on the closed length. You have a total length of 7.88. So just under 8 inches for this pocket folder right here. And, this is awesome, a weight of 3.2 ounces. So let's kind of talk about this little knife here. This is designed after the fixed blade piggyback that K-Bar makes with Johnson's Adventure blades. And this is the folder that goes along with it. Now, if you've ever seen my reviews of the Dozer, K-Bar Dozer, you can see a lot of similarities between these two blades. This is basically the big brother of a K-Bar Dozer folding pocket knife. So let's see here. Hollow grind, huge recurve into a huge belly, into an extremely good piercer. And look at how thin and fine, if I can show that to you, look at how thin that edge is there, that tip. So thin. Piercing thin. I mean, it's designed, I believe, as like a skinner, basically, like a folding skinner. But I mean, this blade, now it's thick here, but for that tip, that is going to pierce like almost no other knife I've ever seen. Now, the only downside to that is it will probably be prone to possibly some chipping. You got to be really careful that you're not doing anything stupid and prying anything, or twisting it side to side at that tip, because that could definitely chip and break off there if you're not careful, or if you're slicing it deep into like some bone, if you are skinning, or something like that. You definitely want to be a little careful because of how thin that is. But man, that is going to penetrate like nobody's business the flesh. Let's see here. The blade length is perfect, 3.38 inches. And again, like I said, the hollow grind. So I mean, this thing, I've never seen paper sliced like this guy. This guy slices paper like nobody's business. I'm looking to see if I can get some paper here for you guys really quick. But overall, I like it. I kind of usually stay away from recurve blades just because they're a little bit more difficult to sharpen when you're using them. But for this particular knife, man, I just couldn't stay away. And I got to tell you, look at that. Like butter. I mean, that thing, whoops. That thing is just no effort. And I mean, I'm slicing all day long with that. You got the kind of like same type of finish that a K-Bar Dozer would have. I mean, this thing's going to come off really quick. You're going to see some chipping and some... this coating isn't going to last very long with this AUS 8. AUS 8 steel, though, great steel. I love AUS 8. Thumb stud deployment on both sides. This is totally ambidextrous blade. So if you're a lefty and you're looking for a good lockback design, this is a great folder for that. So, I mean, just crazy belly. Just cuts like butter, man. An attempt at jimping, and it's a pathetic attempt. You can kind of sort of feel it, but I mean, that's pretty sad jimping there. It does have a thumb ramp, which is nice when you're holding it, but no jimping. That's a downside to me. I would have liked to see some jimping there. But you can get right here on this nice little curve, do some detail work, get in there if you are using this as a carver or as a skinner. I mean, you can definitely get in there. So overall, with the blade itself, very impressed. And for a recurve blade, which I don't really go for usually, this thing is awesome. And it will just be a little more difficult to sharpen because of the curve in the blade itself. Lockback design, just like the K-Bar Dozer, and it's a great lockup. No side-to-side wiggle, up and down. I mean, really good lockup. You just press it, and boom, falls right back into place. And the action, really quick. Just a little bit of a wrist flick, and boom. Actually, I don't even really need to flick my wrist. Yep, I can get it open without even flicking my wrist. So the action is great on this thing. Does have a little nut right there, so you can tighten or loosen it if it were ever to get loose over time. You can just tighten it back up. But the action itself and lockup are great for a lockback design. The handle, I gotta tell you, is awesome. I love the way the handle feels. I wear large size gloves, so I got plenty of room. I can even back up on this thing if I had to. Plenty of room with my large size gloves. No problem whatsoever, and it actually contours your hand. There's a bevel in here, and it contours, goes slim, then goes fat, and just fits really nice in your hand. Feels really good, very comfortable. Got their kind of like, it looks and feels kind of like a football pigskin type of feeling, pocking, which gives very good texture. I like it. I like it a lot. And it's nice that way. I really enjoy that little feel there. I like that a lot. Inside, you got some aluminum liners in there, but it cuts down still on the weight, 3.2 ounces. Come on. That's super lightweight. Well, you barely even feel it in your pocket, and it's slim. It's still got that nice full feeling in your hand, but it's still slim enough to where it's not bothering you and huge and bulky in your pocket. The pocket clip is tip up only, which is the way I love to carry my knives. Only way I can carry them now, but it is right or left, which is great. So again, like I said, totally ambidextrous knife for you lefties out there. You would love this knife. The pocket clip itself, very strong. I like it a lot. Got a nice big, opening there. So I mean, it's going to hold on your pocket. This lip isn't too far out, so it's not going to catch on things too easily. And again, it's very strong pocket clip, very difficult to pull off. So you're not going to bend this thing. The only downside is, I mean, it's nice and tight up against that skin, and this pocking, it will tear up your pocket a little bit. This is definitely going to, tear up your jeans or your Dockers or whatever. So you might want to either use some sandpaper or a Dremel and just Dremel that down a little bit so it's a little smoother right underneath the clip, or do something, because that will tear up your pants over time, right there, riding up against there. But a lot of people don't care or don't mind that. So, yeah, I mean, and man, even with a backwards like tactical grip, feels awesome. It almost feels better this way than even in this way. So again, and just to show you the dozer, you can see the blade difference there in the two. The handles are almost the exact same length, but this has just a better feeling, better texture overall, and just has a little bit longer blade. And the tips, again, the tip of the dozer is definitely a lot thicker than the tip of this is the piggyback, this is the dozer on the left, and you can see the dozer definitely has, this is definitely more for utility use, this is definitely more for either piercing and skinning type of stuff. Not that it couldn't be used in EDC format, it would definitely be an awesome EDC blade as well. So philosophy of use, POU, definitely for a good backpacking, food prep, around the campsite, preparing food, doing some whittling, definitely I think would do awesome, as a folding skinning knife, preparing some meat, a kill that you've just hunted. Do great in that, and would also do well as a self-defense. If you're looking for a very lightweight self-defense blade, and you got to keep it under 3.5 inches for whatever reason, you want lockback, and you don't want to drop a ton of money, this thing will pierce like nobody's business. You got a good reach, and this will slice and dice, man. So you could definitely wield this in a tactical format. Now, I'm by no means a knife fighter, but it's always good to have a knife on you. My buddy actually just got mugged last night on our local RTD, and he didn't have his knife on him. And if he had his knife, he could have at least possibly defended himself, but he got his cell phone stolen from him on our local RTD system. So you got to be prepared. You got to be equipped, guys. You got to have your knife on you at all times, because at any moment you could be mugged, or someone could jump you, and you got to have something to defend yourself. And this would actually do a really great job, and could definitely do some major damage. So yeah, overall, highly recommended. Price point, great price point for what you're getting. Osate steel, hollow grind, great overall. You're looking at probably right around $25 to $30 for that K-bar right there. So great overall, highly recommended by Gideon's Tactical, particularly if you like hollow grinds, you're just looking for a little bit bigger, either self-defense, skinner, or possibly an EDC blade. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay equipped, stay prepared, and I'll see you out there.